Madam, according to the CPIB, Singapore is one of the least corrupt countries in the world. The number of corruption cases registered for CPIB investigations is at 30-year lows. This, the CPIB says, is testament to Singapore's continued vigilance, commitment and zero-tolerance approach in our fight against corruption. While CPIB's low caseload is one thing, it seems that internationally there are some doubts as to whether we have been as vigilant and intolerant towards corruption as claimed. In particular, it has been suggested that we have a certain double standard: intolerance towards corruption within Singapore, but permissiveness towards corruption committed abroad. One of the main factors is Singapore's position as a global financial center and its reputation for having strong banking secrecy laws that could shield those who have broken laws overseas. Articles have been written, mostly abroad, accusing Singapore of asking no questions or turning a blind eye to sources of funds being managed from here. Since about 2009, the government has progressively implemented regulations requiring more vigilance, increased reporting, and exchange of information with other countries. These are guided by international standards set by the OECD and FATF, or the Financial Action Task Force. For instance, Singapore now has in place some anti-money laundering measures. But how effective are they to prevent the inflow of corrupt monies? The One Malaysia Development Berhad is a case in point. It was reported that the MAS is currently probing into 40 banks operating here for possible money laundering offences linked to the One IMDB. Concerns have also been raised about locally based firms such as Portcullis Trustnet, which purportedly specialize in setting up offshore companies and trusts and hard-to-trace bank accounts in Singapore and other offshore financial centres. Another weakness in Singapore's fight against corruption from abroad seems to be our lack of extradition treaties with other countries. Is the government concerned that Singapore's anti-corruption reputation has thus been eroded?